All right, well, welcome to Module 5, where we're going to chat a little bit about the connection. Welcome to Module 5, where we're going to talk a little bit about the connection between STEM and English. Now, this is a very specific kind of Uzbek lesson, although I think you can probably draw some parallels, and there's some great engagement strategies. So I encourage you to hang around and watch it, even if you're looking at it from an American perspective. But they're two big national goals: English-speaking nation, becoming a world leader in English language, and becoming a world leader in STEM. So teachers are under a lot of pressure in Uzbekistan, which is why I created this last module. Okay? And here's my bias. Okay? STEM is about concepts and skills, and these concepts and skills belong in every class every day. Okay, there's no reason we can't talk about building models, engaging in argument, having presentations, looking for patterns, looking for scale. In English, science, language, you name it, every class. That's my bias. That's how we're going to have young people who have these skills and see the connections. Okay, because I believe that this list right here, yeah, it goes everywhere. Okay, I don't think that's arguable. As we've talked about, 21st century skills and critical thinking, there's your list. Okay, it's not exclusive to STEM. And as we talk about richly understanding, okay, cause and effect, that's totally computer science. Drama is about presentation. It's about energy. It's about patterns. It's about all those things, systems. You can apply them anywhere. Okay. And I would make the same statement about English, okay, or language in general. Okay, I guess that would be my broad statement. And I'm calling it Stemgliski. Angliski is English and Russian. STEM is STEM. Stemgliski is speaking STEM and speaking English at the same time. Okay. For those of you who have students who struggle with English as their second language, this is totally applicable. What are my language skills to help them be able to share the concepts in spite of their language difficulties? Okay. And so to me, it's kind of a piece of it. It's that little corner puzzle. It just adds to it. You still have STEM without it, but you even have better STEM and better learning if you tie in English, and probably if you tie in any subject matter there. Should we be having music in here? Should we be having art in here? Absolutely. That's why you see things like STEAM. Okay, the more interdisciplinary we can be, this is just a pitch for interdisciplinariness from the perspective of adding English, truly. Okay, and so, a couple ideas. One is, I think every classroom should have a word wall, a place where your key concepts live. Okay, and that's just how the brain works. You'll find yourself orientating to it. And who cares for the student who needs the reminder? I want them to have the reminder because I'm worried about the concept. And if they're going to look for it, they're likely to have it. So anytime I'm teaching a STEM lesson, this picture here is from a STEM lesson I taught just the other day on the Perseverance rover. And I wanted to make sure they knew words like rocket, straw, nose, fin, launch, and landing. Okay. And how did I share that? Well, giving visual pictures. That's the key. Our brain works with visuals. So don't just put the word up there, help them see that that letter is a model for something that they can connect with. That a straw is that, okay? That's the nose of a rocket, and help them build connections with other part of the language because that's really confusing, okay? Help them see that, fins are multi-use words as well, just like nose is, okay? And maybe you can even give them visuals and movies because those are even better, okay? We're going to talk about launches. This was the key. Here's my anticipatory set. I'm trying to get them excited about what they're going to learn. They're going to learn about rockets and launches and something that's coming up. Okay? Can I make connections? This is just 5E pedagogy. Okay? And I put it in context. Okay? And why do we want to learn this? Because it's a current event that's coming up. You may not know it. But if you didn't, and you're watching this after February 18th, a pretty amazing thing happened from NASA. A rocket ship that traveled at 13,000 miles an hour through space for 8 months landed on Mars. and unpacked a rover, okay, and did it with this crane. I'm going to let you watch the video just because I think it's so amazing. Yeah. Rocket descent, okay, slow it down, but then we can't get dust all over it. We got to keep the pristine Earth there that it's going to be studying, so we drop it with a sky crane, fly away. Perseverance now roaming around. That all happened millions of miles from Earth because of somebody's scientific thinking, okay? Of course, the point is, I wanted them to learn the word launch, okay? I also love using stories, okay? It's a great way to engage and get them to think deeply. These are stories that I've used just this year already. And if you don't know these, go find them. You'll love them. If you got kids, grandkids, get them these books. Not a Box, If I Built a House, Iggy Peck, Rosie Revere, The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes. What do you do with an idea? You can find them online. YouTube has people reading them. You don't even have to go buy the book. Okay. Although I encourage you to, because these authors have done great work. But I open my lessons by reading these stories. And then we apply it. And I've got you hooked. And we practice English at the same time because they're simple. And I do this with 12th graders. Okay. Seniors do not mind, trust me, a read aloud. In fact, it puts a smile on their face. Okay? And even as you're doing that, tie in the concepts. Talk about systems, talk about patterns, ask them questions. What do you think is going to happen? Why do you think she did that? What could she have done differently? How are all the characters connected? Don't just read the story, stop and practice the practices. Push the concepts. They're all there. That's STEM Gleesky. That's using English to kind of support the STEM thinking that we want to be having and just good critical thinking. Okay? And that pulls it all together. Okay? It lives in each of those in the language because it lives in our head. It's just another connection to make. So one last time, let me bring you back here. Little T.S. Eliot. Okay? And I hope you go on, you're exploring STEM. I hope you continue to explore these ideas. And you know what? I hope you come back and it feels fresh every time you're there. So here we are. Think back to where you were at the start of the videos. If you made it this far, I bet that has a much deeper understanding now and much deeper meaning. And I hope it's useful for you. I hope it reminds you of trying to be the great teacher that you are. All right. So there is a little bit of information in the next video. It's not a lesson. It's just a little bit of information if you'd like to follow up and learn a little more. I'll share a couple things that you could do there. All right. Well, thanks. All right. Appreciate you watching.